the Chicago 10-album box set. Studio albums 1969 to 1978. We got a little promo sticker there from the legendary rock and roll band with horns. Includes remastered and expanded versions of Chicago Transit Authority 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, and Hot Streets. On the back, we've got listings of each of the albums. Sides just says the studio albums. Rhino logo on the side. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. Keep the plastic. I can keep the promo sticker. Okay. Looks like it opens up like this. Ooh. Fancy. The Chicago Transit Authority. I'm going to go back and kind of talk a little bit about each of these albums, so we're just going to look through here. Chicago. Chicago 3. Chicago 5. Chicago 6. Chicago 7. Chicago 8. Chicago 10. Chicago 11. And Chicago Hot Streets. Okay, I'm going to put these back in order. I'm going to talk a little bit about each of these albums real quick. I'm going to look at them in detail. Okay, the Chicago Transit Authority was Chicago's first album, 1969. We got listing on the back. Okay, it looks like none of the original artwork was replicated. They just made a CD that says Chicago, so I'm not going to open up any more of these CDs. But this here's a pretty good album. It's a very experimental album with songs like Freeform Guitar and Liberation. There's also some pretty good pop songs on here, like Question 67 and 68. Terry Kath at the top of his game. Songs like Listen and Poem 58. I'm a Man, South California Purples. Introduction, first song on the album. What a way to start an album. Terry Kath belting out, "Hey there, everybody!" It's a great album. You guys really need to pick this one up. I'm really glad I have this one in the collection. Okay, Chicago. This is my favorite Chicago album right here. It's got some really good stuff on it. We got In the Country, Wake Up Sunshine. That's a very underrated track. You got the sweet Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan. Oh my goodness, that is one of the best suites like Chicago's ever done. They did a lot of song cycles, but this one here is my favorite one of their song cycles from the early period. Of course, you got your standard 25 or 6 to 4. We got Better and Soon. That's a long protest kind of a song. And then Peter Cetera's very first song is on here. Where Do We Go From Here? It's the first song he ever wrote. And it looks like we got some bonus tracks here. The single versions of Make Me Smile and 25 or 6 to 4. Another one I'm really excited about having in this collection. Okay. Chicago 3, or the Flag album. I don't like this one as much. I know some people love this one. Still, we got some pretty good songs on here. We got Sing a Mean Tune Kid. 9-minute song. Peter Cetera just belting out the whole thing. Terry Kath ripping up the guitar. Loneliness is Just a Word. Another very underrated song. You got, my favorite on here is Robert Lamb's Travel Suite. You got Motorboat to Mars is a Danny Seraphin drum solo. Free. That's one of the best songs on this album. Low Down. Peter Cetera, a big hit from him. Terry Kath didn't like it because he thought like the guitar part he put down wasn't very good, but it's actually really good. You got Terry Kath's Hour in the Shower medley, and we got like some another suite down here. Not my favorite Chicago album, but still really good album. Ooh. Chicago 5. This album is incredible. So their first single disc album. Of course, I have all of these on vinyl, so this is just so I can get all these songs to be more portable. It's got Hit by Varese. That's a good song. First one got a lot of jazz improv. Excellent saxophone solo there from Paradiser. All Is Well. Underrated song. Got good harmonies. Dialogue parts 1 and 2. That is an amazing song. It's Terry Kath and Peter Cetera duet. You're going to love that one. You got to check that out. Of course, you got the big hit off this one was Saturday in the Park. Great song. Robert Lamb. Oh, Robert Lamb is at the top of his game here on this album right here. Because he wrote most of the songs on here, and they're all amazing. Just like, listen to this song all the way through. Well, not the song, but the album. Listen to this album all the way through. You'll like this one. We got some bonus tracks here. Looks like we got the single version of Dialogue and the first early version of Mississippi Delta Blues, which you'll see later on Chicago 11 in its final form. Chicago 6. This is when a lot of people say Chicago started to go pop, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. They still had some experimental stuff, but like, I like their experimental stuff. Their first album, what's the song? South California Purples. Experimental, but good song. Their pop stuff's good too. You got first track on here called Critic's Choice. It's just Robert Lamb and his piano, nobody else. He's got like his vocals double tracked or something weird like that, but he's like basically lashing out at critics for like a few minutes because they didn't like Chicago for some reason. But then you got big hits on this one were Just You and Me, and my favorite song on this album, Feeling Stronger Every Day. What's This World Coming To has a really funny intro where Robert Lamb says, "We can cut it in any key." That is the best line off of this whole album here. But looks like we also have a Terry Kath demo and a cover of Tired of Being Alone, actually featuring Al Green with the band. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Chicago 7. I am super excited about this CD. This one right here, this is a great album. The first half of it is like all jazz improvisations. Well, I don't know if it's all improvisation, but it's all like instrumental jazz stuff. And it is amazing. But then you also got your pop standards on here. You got Happy Man, best song on the album. I've been searching for so long. That is the very best song on this album. Wishing You Were Here, duet with the Beach Boys. Call on Me. Biblos, that's a Terry Kath track. Pretty good guitar on that one. This is my third favorite Chicago album. Very glad to have that one. Chicago 8. Underrated album in general. Like, a lot of people say that this album is not one of their favorites. But I'm gonna look. They say that like this is one of their like lower on the Chicago, but good songs on here. Harry Truman, of course you got Old Days, that's the best song on here, but you got some other good ones. You got which one is it? Ain't It Blue, I think that was a Terry Kath Peter Cetera duet. Hideaway, Peter Cetera's most rockin' song he ever wrote. And then you got some bonus selections here. I wonder if this comes with the iron-on. It does not. Okay, it just so happens that I have Chicago 8's big brother here with me. Chicago 8 on vinyl. Chicago 8 came with, let's see if it's still in here. It is. This fancy little iron-on patch here you could put on your cotton shirt. Unfortunately, with this this collection, you do not get the iron-on, but you do get the original album artwork, all the original songs, and hey, some bonus selections. So, pretty good deal. You get Old Days, Harry Truman, everything in between. Chicago 10. This is my favorite album art cover for Chicago. Look at this. It's a chocolate bar. That's cool. A lot of people don't really like this album, and some people love this album. I love this album. It's got some pretty good songs on it. If you say that this is like Chicago's slide into pop stardom, and that like this is where the experimentalness went away, you may be right, but there's still really good songs. Look at this. You got Once or Twice. That's a Terry Kath blues song. You Are on My Mind. Very underrated song here. Best song on the album, If You Leave Me Now. Peter Cetera at the top of his game. and Chicago's very first #1 hit. It's a great song. I love that song. We have pretty good song here, Together Again. Ooh, Another Rainy Day in New York City. Underrated. That was supposed to be the hit single off this album before If You Leave Me Now was released. But Scrapbook. That song tells the story of the band. It's a pretty cool song, and Terry Kath's ripping it up on the guitar. Hope for Love, Terry Kath ballad, piano. It's pretty good. And then we got some bonus tracks here. And you get the incredible cover of Chicago 10. Chicago 11. Last album with Terry Kath, but this is a really good album. I love this album. It's got some pretty good songs on here. You got Mississippi Delta Blues. There it is in its final definitive version. Of course, you got Baby What a Big Surprise, which is pretty much If You Leave Me Now Part 2. Good song, though. Take Me Back to Chicago. That's my favorite song on this album. It is great. Robert Lamb. I think there's like a very personal story behind this song, but just his vocals on this song, it's good. Vote for Me. It's a humorous play on politics. Then you got Little One at the end, which is basically Terry Kath's swan song. It's a really good album. Excited about having this one. This last album on here, the first one without Terry Kath, Hot Streets. Okay, you may say this is a very bad album. Guess what? I'm here to tell you it's not. Now, is it as good as the stuff with Terry Kath? Probably not. But still, if you know that Terry Kath's not going to be on this album, and you're expecting it to be kind of bad, you're going to be pleasantly surprised because it's a really good album still. Best song on this album is the first one, Alive Again. It's a really good song. It's basically their statement that we're alive again. We're sad about Terry's death, but we're back here to make some music for you. We got actually the Bee Gees made a cameo on this album too. We got the title track, Hot Streets. Ain't It Time? That's a track written by the new guitar player Dacus. No Tell Lover, that was one of the big hits. And actually the only song that I don't really like on this album is the last one, Show Me the Way. Because it's got some annoying thing where they're going and I don't like that one. But the rest of this album is great, especially Alive Again. Glad to have that one in there. Okay, final review on this. I wish they would have included some of the posters and the handouts, or even replicated the gatefold album, because look at this. Not a gatefold album. You can't unfold it. And it doesn't have the Chicago Transit Authority with the little one on one side and then the full print on the other side. So I'm going to give this whole set 4.5 stars. 5 stars for music and 3 stars for presentation. And I hope you guys, if you're a Chicago fan like I am a huge Chicago fan and just have to have all of their albums, I would totally recommend this set.